For most of the world, coffee is a utility. It is an isolating, fast-acting stimulant consumed from disposable cups to squeeze a few more hours of productivity out of the day. But here, in the lush, high-altitude forests of Ethiopia, the genetic birthplace of Coffea arabica, that frantic optimization disappears entirely. The story goes that in the 9th century, a goat herd named Kaldi noticed his flock acting unusually energetic after eating the bright red cherries of a wild shrub. When local monks threw those suspicious cherries into a fire to destroy them, the intoxicating smell of roasting beans stopped them. They raked the seeds from the embers, crushed them, and steeped them in hot water, creating a brew that gave them the stamina to endure long, late-night prayers. From its very first drop, coffee was utilized as a deliberate spiritual conduit, a way to connect with the divine, rather than a rushed commodity to start the workday. That deep reverence survives today. Long before any water boils, the host physically alters her living room, spreading freshly cut green grass across the floor to bring the abundance of nature indoors. She ignites charcoal in a clay burner, dropping frankincense onto the heat. The smoke is believed to purify the room and ward off negative energy. The mingled scent of burning resin and roasted grass drifts out of the home, acting as a wordless invitation for anyone nearby to stop what they are doing and gather. Within minutes, an ordinary domestic space becomes a sacred town hall. Stepping across that threshold requires you to leave your schedule at the door and commit to the present moment. The host starts with raw, pale green seeds. She washes them by hand, then constantly shakes them in a flat pan over glowing coals until they crack and turn a deep, oily black. As the essential oils release, she steps away from the fire and walks among her guests, gently wafting the thick, aromatic smoke toward them. Taking a deep breath of this roasted air serves as a formal greeting. She then transfers the warm beans to a wooden mortar, rhythmically crushing them into a coarse powder with a heavy pestle. The grounds are poured into a Jebena, a distinct round-bottomed clay pot, where they steep in boiling water, simmering slowly over the embers. A modern machine could do this work in seconds, but the manual labor is the entire point. The extended time required builds anticipation, forcing everyone in the room to sit, talk, and practice collective patience. When the brew is finally ready, the host executes a high, unbroken pour, aerating the liquid as it splashes into tiny, handleless cups. This diagram illustrates the core structure of the ceremony. The coffee is served in 3 distinct rounds, and crucially, all 3 extractions come sequentially from that exact same batch of grounds. The first cup is called Abol, the awakening. It is the darkest, most concentrated brew. It is served to the elders first as a sign of respect, breaking the ice and commanding attention. Water is added to the Jebena for the second round, Tona. With the caffeine slightly diluted, the atmosphere softens. This is the highly functional round, where neighbors share the news of the day and where local disputes are actively mediated. The final pour is Baraka, the blessing. Now a weak, light extraction, this cup signifies that conflicts have been resolved and peace and goodwill are dispersed among the guests. Throughout the process, younger participants serve older guests. It establishes an unbroken chain of reverence, binding generations through the simple act of receiving a cup. By the time the ceremony concludes, the physical strength of the coffee has faded. In its place, the social bond between the people in the room has grown formidable. Because of this, the ceremony acts as a civic anchor. It provides a reliable, daily structure for community governance, therapy, and conflict resolution without a courtroom. It is a living heritage that has survived for centuries, providing a shared cultural thread that unifies Ethiopia's more than 80 diverse ethnic groups. The social contract is so strong that leaving the gathering before receiving that third and final Baraka blessing is considered a severe breach of manners. Exiting early means walking away from the emotional arc of the group. It deprives the community of the time required to maintain its collective health. The Ethiopian coffee ceremony endures as a daily reminder of a simple truth. Genuine human connection cannot be optimized, filtered, or rushed. It has to be intentionally cultivated, and it demands to be savored.